Hey, thanks for checking out this video today. I'm Michelle from Sensate Soul, as well as a soul translator. And if you are checking out this video and we're seeing each other for the first time, thanks. And also, I work with empaths and sensitives and what I call empreneurs, empathic creative entrepreneurs. And we got some work to do because the world really needs your beautiful sensitive strength and skills and abilities and all the awesomeness that is you. So in this video, I'm going to do something a little bit different. So I'm getting more questions on content and things that I put out there into the interwebs. And I thought I would do a Q&A every once in a while. So here is today's Q&A. So today's Q&A is on a two-parter video series that I did, which is currently like the most viewed on my YouTube channel. And you can find those if you go into YouTube and, highest views or whatever. So they are specifically on why empaths are attracted to narcissists and also why narcissists are attracted or like to be with empaths. So check those out if you haven't yet. The question is coming from the part of why sometimes empaths are attracted to narcissists. And so here, I've got it right here. The question is from Chris. And he's saying that he's dated two narcissists and when in their presence feels completely at peace. Almost like I'm alone. I feel like I don't feel anything at all, and I don't take on the intense feelings and emotions I do with nearly everyone else. Maybe they're void of whatever that I'm picking up on from others, or maybe they don't have a strong sense of self that calms me for some reason. Whatever this quality is that they have or lack for some reason gives me a deep, comforting feeling when I'm in their presence. This is such a cool question, and thank you, Chris. And I have responded to it, so here's the answer for this. Of course, this answer comes from my personal and professional experience. Again, I got to do those little disclaimers because I used to be in mental health. So, this is not meant to diagnose or treat or anything of that sort. My answer to this is that there's a couple reasons why we are empathic with other people, that everybody is. And two of those reasons are because of emotional contagion, and the other one is mirror neurons. So emotional contagion is like a bonding mechanism. It's actually neurochemicals that we have that is very similar to like when you hear about, when there's a tribe of monkeys and somebody starts yawning and they all start yawning. It's that kind of like diffusing or connecting on a similar emotional wavelength in order to keep a certain level of cohesion or peace. The second one is mirror neurons, and those are neurons that we have in our brain and, by the way, also in our heart that are able to mirror the other person's emotional state. Everybody has these. Empaths and people who are highly empathic and highly sensitive people have these in spades. So we hit the lottery on being able to tune in and reflect. So Chris's question is so interesting because those people who are truly of the narcissistic personality disorder on that sociopathic or psychopathic spectrum, and yes, some people who have qualities and traits of being more on the narcissistic spectrum, they actually don't have a strong sense of self. That is what narcissism means. So the story goes back to Narcissus, that's where the word comes from, fell for so hard and so enamored for his own reflection in a pond that he ended up falling into it and drowning. So that gives you an idea of what the narcissistic complex is about. It's a sense that there is no sense of self or there's a very, very, very small sense of self. And that's where a lot of the grandiose stuff comes from. That's where a lot of the control comes from, because there's a feeling like I've got to grab, get, hold on to. I have to have the identities of others, and people have to believe in the identity of me, because if they really looked underneath the hood here, they'd see that there is a very little identity, if not no identity or sense of self, and a very a real shaky ground, that there's no engine underneath that hood in the sense of the heart, the empathic ability, compassion, emotional connection. So because of that repressed emotional way of being cut off from empathy and connection and emotions, most narcissists or people on that spectrum, you'll find that they have really one emotion that comes out, which is usually anger. And that anger comes from that entitlement place. It comes from, it's a lot of protection, basically. But it's the only one that is kind of acceptable because anger can be a very controlling emotion, and pushes things away, right? When it's in an extreme. Anger in itself is actually healthy. It can be the beginning of a boundary. It can be the beginning of self-care. It can be something that, helps you, stand up and fight for what's right. And, it can be a force for good, but when it becomes an emotional or psychological complex, it can get really messy and it can get really painful. So for Chris, saying this idea of when he's in relationship with narcissists, and I know this because I've been twice, that you can have this feeling of, oh wow, I'm completely at peace with this person. It may simply be because you are connecting to that emotional contagion and the mirror neurons that is connecting to this person's kind of devoid or lack of emotionality. And there is almost like there's a calmness there because there's not much there. Versus, other people who are more emotionally intact, even if they're going through things, even if they're feeling a lot, you can sense that there is that inner struggle of wanting to grow, wanting to understand themselves, wanting to emotionally connect. There's a sense that they're working on stuff inside. We're all working on stuff inside. When you're emotionally repressed, there's a certain flat line. So that may be what, if you are around, like Chris has experienced, being in a relationship with a narcissist and actually getting a little confused because it's like, wait a second, I feel like really calm here. It may simply be because you're connecting to that repressed and lack of emotionality. And that can feel calming. Like I mentioned in one of the videos, that there is sometimes empaths are attracted to narcissists or people who are HSPs, highly empathic, because the narcissist seems very much in control of their emotions. And in control of emotions or repression can feel calming, or like, wow, you kind of got your shit together, emotionally. No, they don't. It's a facade, and it's also part of their part of the complex. A big part of the complex is that being devoid of feelings. So there is an answer to that question. Thank you, Chris, for putting that one into the comments. Really great question. Really enjoyed answering that, and hope that is really helpful for you and for anybody else listening. So thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up, and also please do add a comment, and we can further the conversation. I'd love to hear from you. And as well, do subscribe to my channel, share this with a friend. And if you'd like more help around being an empowered empath, HSP, and empathic creative entrepreneur, come on over to sensatesoul.com, where you can check out different things to be able to support you to be the most empowered and healthy and also prosperous empath and HSP and empreneur, creative entrepreneur, that you can possibly be, as well as do join the list there, because there's things that I share only in private emails that you may want to hear about in the future. Okay, take great care and see you in the next video. And of course, add some more Q&As. It will be fun to be able to do this. Okie doke, that's it for now. See you in the next video, and so much love.